Alrighty, sorry folks, I had a bit of an audio incident on my end, but we're gonna get going right away if everyone's set to go.
Sounds good to me.
We have another custom middle, right?
You do have a custom middle, to my understanding.
Okay, cool.
You didn't get any instructions for this one, Glance?
I have not been informed to pass anything along, so I think this one should be self-explanatory. But of course, you are allowed to Google, as always.
Sounds good.
All right.
Good
luck, folks.
Good luck. Good luck, Richie.
Yep, good luck, CBD. I got moved. I got moved before I got to say good luck. That's really bad luck. I think I'm boys. All right, here we go. Right on time. Okay, Revere Dash, Bowls, backhand, the Torn Diary page. What the f is a Torn Diary page? From the man's hall side of Grace, hit the painting to the left, reveal it, then enter the room on... You'll find this item on a corpse. Okay, so it's a Midra. Okay. Okay. It's in Midra's hall. Gotcha. Okay. That's interesting. Moonrathil. There's some south stuff here. There's a lot of south stuff here. There's a ton of south stuff here. Okay. Wounded Kindred of Rot. There is so much in the south. Remembrance Boss with parries and Golden Hippo have good synergy. What are these diagonal bingos looking like? Top left to bottom right is... both of them require both Shadow Keep and South Access. Okay, we want that and that. We're gonna want this and this. I probably should have bought armor, but it is what it is. Am I buying Glintstone Wet Blade right now? I don't think so. I think I'm doing freeze grease. Okay. All right, let's go get on the horse. And we're getting Scorched Ruins. How much backside? Giant hand. Is that it? Commander Gaius' pants. Should I rush Thalier's concoction? I mean, I'm obviously going to set up a weapon right now. Yeah, I don't think I'm winning Thalier's concoction if I'm doing this routing. Okay.
You're no match allowed. You're
We are just gonna do a standard attunement for the moment. Ashes of War. Standard. Okay. Scorched Ruins. Okay, while we're here, we are going to pick up the Sanctuary or Spirit Gravestone and Black Firefly. For the Wounded Kindred of Rot Square. Brother, what? Brother, what the f is going on? Thank you. Okay. I think I'm going the wrong way. I think there's a faster way that I didn't take there. Please. Alright, we are not killing the magma worm right now. Oopsie. Okay, here we go. Unlucky. That's alright, we go again. Doing this at +0 is, or at 0 scadu is. I could have said actually, I didn't have to do this at 0 scadu. I could have done it at 1. Which would have been helpful, obviously. Sucks to not have the freeze grease, but we'll probably live. Hopefully. I didn't know if that was going to stagger him or not. Oh, I'm out of blue. Okay, that's fine. I was almost out of stamina there. That would have been... Okay, now I could go for something like Dragon Hearts. I could also go for backside progress. I did this to get talismans. Alright, I did this to get a little bit of setup. So let's go buy the rest of this setup.
Well, you're back.
Okay, we want here. Okay, and then we want ritual sword, ritual shield, multi-hit. Okay. Go back here. I kind of want to get a little bit of Shadow Altus progress just for the Scadu. That could also be Ancient Dragon Man. It's possible that he did Ancient Dragon Man. I mean, I did die, and Backhand Blades is faster to set up. So... I don't know, I'm not sure. There is Bowls. I mean, he could be going Bowls now, but maybe... Maybe I go for it. There's a Shadow Tree fragment that you get out of it. While I'm here, I'm gonna talk to Thalier.
Are you the town lady led us another town? My name is I too. So here's to new big. Well, I'm as weak as I've always been. I'm afraid the. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit annoying. This row 1 has none of that southern access that I've gotten priority on. I feel like he targets Thalier's concoction next, but I kind of have to go set up Revered Spirit Ash, like, now. Or go for Golden Hippo.
Together, many things. Give this to he asked me to
Where the f is it? There it is. Okay.
I have to say it's wonderful. I don't think I'll have to think. You two does I'll mix up. If you find your sleep is that and take this concoct for you for all it.
Okay. All right, map. I'm going for map progress. I'm gonna try to go for Golden Hippo. I honestly don't expect to win it though. Probably gonna get pushed into Revered Spirit Ash. Lamenter's also on this board, which is very backhand blade favored. I mean, I could go set up backhand blades for that square. Nothing stopping me. Okay, let's make sure we get the Blessed Bone Shard. I feel like he could target Moonrathil next instead of Golden Hippo, but Golden Hippo definitely seems like the intuitive option. I am not gonna go to Castle Ensis, which means I'm only getting Scadu 2. Nope, that's a lie. I'll get Scadu 3. I need more runes and then we're beelining. My Golden Hippo fight is so much worse than CBD's though. This is a boss that I haven't practiced nearly enough. Need to make sure to pick up this Scadu so that I get my extra level. Okay, we have to sit. We have to attune the weapon. We have to get Scadu 3. Yep. Sit, attune, Scadu 3, level Dex. What am I doing, bro? Nice. Okay, charged heavy. R1. Charged heavy. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, he goes Dragonheart? Dude. That's what just happened there is so frustrating. Okay, I still need to kill Golden Hippo. Him going Dragonhearts is very surprising. I guess he did Backhand Blades, Ancient Dragon Man. We had a similar Southside access idea. He doesn't know that I have Dragon Man dead. That's frustrating, dude. This vacuum riposte is perplexing. Brother, what? Oh my god, I'm having a incident here, dude. I still need to kill Golden Hippo. I can't believe I died on that first one. I was doing so good. So he's already got a lead on dragons, but he doesn't realize how close I am on it. Dragonheart bosses takes a long time, though. He could definitely be targeting Egon's Furled Finger. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. And then that puts me in an awful spot on the diagonal. Puts me in a genuinely terrible spot on the diagonal. He could also be like contesting early game stuff. I show that I'm ahead on parries. I hope that he just doesn't like going for it. Okay. I don't know if this is worth it, but I'm doing it anyway. So CBD has one dragon boss dead. He killed Magma Worm in this one right next to me. And I'm halfway tempted to just let him have the square. If I can get Egon's furled finger, that would be so sick. My column 3 kind of makes him go backside. So that's cool. Which I'm kind of happy to let him go backside. Because I have front side access already anyway, and there's not a whole lot of backside exclusive squares. Gaius's pants. Giant hand. Sorceries, kind of. Okay, we gotta sit. We want this at 60. We want more of this. Okay. Go here. Here. Okay, good. Oh, don't die. Nice, bro. Oh god, hello. It's not what I wanted. Probably drink this. Jesus Christ. Make sure we're full health.
Grant me to take this scale, summon me, my limb, but a draw and my.
Let's go. That's huge. Actually, no. We don't do this right now. I have the other grace. I don't need to progress this right now. I have lead on Remembrance Boss with 6 parries, which also works for the Remembrance Boss square. Getting to Mesmer for me is very awkward. He's going to be pushing backside, making getting to Mesmer much easier for him. I'm not killing this dragon boss right now. There's no reason to. There's nothing materia related, right? Do I need this grace up here? I don't think I need this grace up here. Bit of a rarity. There's also use a transformation on this board. So I'm encouraged to work towards frenzy stuff. Okay, that makes sense. He's probably gonna target Rolling Giant Lightning Ram next. Okay. He's gonna get Demi-Human Swordsman here too. I'm surprised he didn't go Demi-Human Swordsman first. Do I get the grace or do I go downstairs? I have time. I think I'm giving up on both demi-human swordsman and rolling giant lightning ram, which maybe isn't the best idea, but if it is the case, I have time to do this. Yeah, I'll just be honest, I really don't even know the routing for that. I did not expect him to go for sorceries right now. He probably just rang the bell, actually. He probably just rang the bell and bought him off Emir. But he knows I have south access. Like, there's no way he sits on swordsman and rolling giant lightning ram. Right? I mean, that seems kind of crazy. If he has DLC sorceries, I think okay, I guess I can progress this line and then try to progress towards both lightning ram and demi-human swordsman, go for the one that he doesn't get after lighting this grace down here, because he's not going to be competing on this quite yet. 32 minutes, that's 1 minute ago. Just get down into Cerulean Coast. Making a Ballarat plus Dancing Lion play is really not that bad. But if I can claim one of these Cerulean Coast squares, that would be very nice. I'm surprised he hasn't claimed anything yet. I mean, he could be progressing through backside. Okay. I mean, I'm just guessing. If this gets sniped, I think I have to Memory of Grace. That should be fine. Memory of Grace and rush the demi-human swordsman. Are you serious? Where is he? Hello? Me. God damn it. Okay. Got the runes. Okay, how much time? It's been 4 minutes progressing through backside. I think I have time for demi-human swordsman before going for transformation. I don't know. This might not be accurate. From Emir, all the way through backside, get the painting, make up the progress and jagged peak that I have. Do I think he... Oh... Maybe. But he's gonna have backside mesmer access anyway. It's going to be close on the painting, I think. Damn. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think CBD is going to be ahead on level 5 Revere Dash. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable next target. Wounded Kindred of Rot is also a pretty reasonable next target. I'm not sure if it makes sense to do this full line. 38:45. Yeah, so it took him about 6 minutes. It makes sense. It makes sense. I had an inkling, but also I won 2 squares for the price of 1. Granted, that 1 shuts down a bingo threat of mine, but like I said, that bingo threat was not going to be very pivotal. Oh, no, he killed Lamenter. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I probably could have seen that and targeted transformation a little earlier, because he has backhand blades. Of course he's going to target Lamenter. This does mean that I still have lead on Senesax here. Not that that really matters. I think Revere Dash has to be the next target. Work towards remembrances. But he's gonna have easier access to Mesmer. Mesmer and Gaius. I'm gonna have... Dude. I'm probably gonna have to do the Dragon Bosses Square. Or I'm gonna progress remembrances up until... Because if he decides to spend time working on Dragon Bosses right now to get that off me, I'll get a lead on remembrances. And if not, then I can clean up Dragon Bosses because I have easier dragons remaining. So that also means he hasn't actually progressed backside, like, at all. I think he's gotten to Emir. I think he's gotten to Emir and that's it. I'd probably kill Dancing Lion to get the Revered Ash after Dancing Lion. I don't know. That's maybe a little slow. There's no scorpion stew, right? Healing the wounded of Kindred of Rot also won't take long, but like I kind of need to put priority on remembrances here. Unfortunately, I have to avoid some obvious early game idea or earlier game ideas because this column 1 is pressing me. If he decides to not push remembrances, he can just claim Revered Ash in the meantime. But again, it's going to put me ahead on remembrances. I'm halfway tempted to go climb up frontside Mesmer. The problem is my frontside Mesmer is abysmal. I don't know how to do that skip up the arm. I meant to learn it, but I just didn't. Okay, so he's progressed his backside now, I think. Remembrance boss with parries is definitely on the menu. He has to go down the elevator and go get main Gosh. I think I have time for this. I mean, we'll see. I'm obviously going for it. What? Okay, I don't have time for it now. I have to go. God, bro. That skip was literally fine, but all right, whatever. Let's just pretend. Okay, only one ItzCBD fragment. That's not a... It's not a level up situation. Okay. He goes Mesmer. What the f? Jesus Christ, that's not at all what I wanted. Okay, that's 6. I think I'm dead. Okay, not dead. Nice, bro. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, my remembrances are so awkward, dude. I might just have to... Maybe I go bail. That sounds ridiculous, but maybe I go bail. We need to go spend these runes on a lightning pivot. Brother, please. Bro, what the... Oh my god. Alright, I knew that one was gonna mess up. I don't know why the first one messed up, though. Okay, hold on. Let's take an accounting. He's gonna go for Gaius. He's gonna go for Giant Hand. That's gonna be 11. He's gonna try to push for Remembrances. Can I please win Revered Ash, dude? God, this is annoying. Saint Trina's sword is all off on its own. All awkward like. God, I have never had... What am I drinking this for? I've never had trouble on this skip. Okay, can I... Please. Dude, like, what the f is going on? This skip... What? I'm doing nothing differently. I am literally doing nothing differently, and it's just not working. Okay, whatever. Whatever, bro. I'll do the other skip. I still need those runes, though. What the f? This is... I'm so confused. This is unreal. Okay, please don't get sniped off this square, dude. That would be genuinely tragic. Okay, upgrade it to level 5. Go get the runes. Go work towards Bale, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. God, what a tragedy. There is 2 frenzy squares. Bro, I'm halfway tempted to push backside so that I can contest giant hand. Oh no, we're not doing this yet. Okay, we are buying lightning tier, lightning blade. Jesus Christ, that's not good. That's incredibly not good. Okay, I need to go contest backside. Where the f is the lightning tier? Brother, please. Okay. Yeah, f me, that's horrendous. He hasn't done Senesax though, but that means he's definitely done Bale. Alright, can I please... I'm pretty sure I'm getting bingoed. I don't know how I don't get bingoed here. Although, no, CBD's at 2 remembrances. Okay, can I... Is this sufficiently low enough for you, game? Thank you. Thank you for finally working. Yeah, I mean, this one's probably game over. But I will try. I'm losing on majority here as well. He was smart to claim the dragon square. It's also not guaranteed that he went Bale. I mean, that was a pretty fast 3 dragon bosses. No, you know, I think he's only killed Mesmer. And I think he's probably going to kill Gaius right now. And then... Yeah, I mean, like, do I think he... No, like... No, there's no way he killed Bale. I should still be able to win this Remembrances square. It feels bad to have to do this. Okay, so he goes Gaius right now, as expected. So he's at 2 remembrances. He has to go Rolana, which is not going to take very long. And then he has to go... I mean, he could just go play majority right here. Like... there really is nothing stopping him from just going to go do, like, Midra stuff. But I don't, like, my choices are so narrow here. My choices are so slim. I guess I could go progress towards Midra and have Midra be one of my remembrances. I mean, that's incredibly ballsy. Yeah, and I don't think the timing's gonna work. Because I think I need to at least get Storehouse Loft here before going for that play. And by the time I get Storehouse Loft, he will have more than made up his frenzy progress if he goes for that. I mean, he just has so many options. I feel like he doesn't push remembrances, though. Well, okay, I don't know. He thinks I've killed Rolana, and that's it. He probably doesn't think I've killed Dancing Lion. I mean, he could, based off the Revered Ash Square. But yeah, I could maybe see him rationalizing that Remembrance Bosses is the rush square here. Which, to be fair, I think if he rushes it, he still might beat me. Either way, I just have to make a choice. I need to make a choice, and I need him to make the same choice, and I need to be faster than him at it. If I see something like Giant Hand, I think I go Frenzy stuff. If I don't see anything anytime soon... I can safely assume he's going Remembrances. Okay, we're gonna Light Loft and we're gonna sit at it and level a bunch of decks and switch this over to Lightning. I also need to change the Physic to Lightning tier. This one's gonna be hard to win, though. I'm obviously in quite the losing spot here. Okay, he goes Giant Hand. Alright, I think that's my go-ahead to go for Frenzy stuff. You could also just go Velvet Sword of St. Trina. He's not gonna go Senesex. Only psychopaths would go for Senesex. Alright, Dex goes here. Physic goes here. Ashes of War goes here. Yeah, I mean, I'm making the call. If he goes Velvet Sword of St. Trina, we lose. But here's what I think CBD's thinking. I think CBD's thinking push Frenzy NPC. If you lose Frenzy NPC, you push into Torn Diary page. I think that's what he's thinking. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna push Frenzy NPC. He's gonna keep pushing to Diary page. I'm gonna take Diary page, and then it becomes a bit of a mess again. But for the next 2 squares, I think I actually like that read. Of course, it's a guess. But that's all I can do at this point. I can only guess. I really want to get a board. So, like, okay, at this point, it should be obvious, and it's not going to be strategically disadvantageous for me to say this at this point. I haven't been saying it because I didn't really want my competitors to know it, but I haven't really had time to practice. And so I only have practice on Great Katana, which is why I've always been using Great Katana, despite backhand blades being much more compelling on literally every single semifinals and this board. I just don't have practice with the weapon, like, at all. Okay, that should be safe. So I'd really like to see a board. CBD probably should just split progress here, by the way. But I'd really like to see a board that doesn't have Great Katana discouragement on it. I, of course, should be able to use backhand blades, but like I said, I didn't have the time to get practice in, so I am using Great Katana. Yeah, I mean, his safest path to victory is definitely just splitting progress. But for whatever reason, I feel like he's gonna rush Frenzy NPC and then rush Torn Diary page. I've seen him do that exact thing before. Alright, let me count. 1, 2, 3. Alright, there we go. I did practice that. But that's much faster to practice. Okay. perfect fight. In case you guys didn't know, after you backstab Jory, he doesn't go for off of a teleport. He doesn't go for the teleport move for at least 2 more attacks. So it's optimal to backstab him out of the teleport and then regularly attack him for his next 2 attacks, which is exactly what I did there. And that was like pretty much perfect execution. He goes Senesax. I didn't think he would. Like I said, that's psychopath behavior. But the fact that it's psychopath behavior is probably why he did it. I mean, just have to make the guess, right? Like, it is what it is. He got to take more of Southside than I wanted him to. He also was able to dictate my play with bingo threats much more potently than I was able to dictate his play with bingo threats. Which, I don't know if he really planned that. It just seemed like the column 1 early game kind of f***ed me, and or not the column 1, the row 1 early game kind of f***ed me. Yeah, who knows? Who knows, dude? We go again. We go again. CBD's just good at this. Obviously, as soon as I'm forced into going backside due to the column 1, it's a huge problem. I mean, maybe I should have said backside, gone dragon bosses, give up remembrance bosses, win Senesax. I mean, maybe I was overrating how... Maybe I was overrating how not good going for the dragon square was. Like, if instead of pushing for backside, I go dragon bosses, flip Senesax, he wins remembrance bosses, that would put him at 12 squares, and I would need to win these 3. Although, when did he mark dragon? He marked dragon bosses really early, didn't he? Marked dragon bosses like right after I got Revered Ash. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, flipping dragon bosses would have been incredibly difficult. Yeah, I mean, that one's hard. CBD just played very clean. My early game was a little slow. Like, obviously, I'm not able to contest backhand blades only. I should maybe recognize that, and, like, probably should have been targeting a column 4 square and a row 1 square for that very reason. There's nothing fast in column 4, but, you know, probably should have put a little bit of a higher priority on bowls for that exact reason. But in this early game, I was running and I hadn't actually come up with a plan. Like, the fog wall was down. I was like, oh, like, I know Jagged Peak is strong, but I don't know what I'm doing in this early game. But in retrospect, I think if I had a little bit more time, I would have landed on bowls. Bowls is a very good position early game square. That also works for the Great Katana setup. But also, I don't... No, I had enough. I had enough money. Rushing Ancient Dragon, man, didn't make sense that quickly. I could have done it after bowls, and it would have been equally as effective. And then dying to Ancient Dragon Man wasn't good, obviously. Golden Hippo was much slower than it should have been. That skip in the mid game, that like, I've never once had problems with that skip, and it just didn't work like 4 times in a row today. No idea why. It's all good though. We go next. I'm also like not that stressed out in this 3rd place match, which is cool. I don't know. I'm not as preoccupied about the results of it, which is it's much more fun. I guess I'll put, I can put something in the, oh, whoops. CBD up 1 to 0. Yeah, I can put something there. Why not? What was the reasoning for going for demi-human swordsman? Well, okay, the reasoning for going for demi-human swordsman, I don't think that's unreasonable at all. CBD had shown Mariga demi-human swordsman is fast. I missed the Lamenter transformation synergy. I don't know why I missed that. It's kind of obvious. But yeah, there was 2 stories that were possible there. The first story was that he was chasing me and I was sniping him on these easy to claim squares like Lightning Ram and Demi-Human Swordsman that were both right next to. And the second story is he's pushing for transformation because that blocks the bingo threat. And I thought he was going for I didn't think transformation was as good as it was because I didn't see the Lamenter combo for whatever reason. Or maybe I was thinking like the Lamenter combo was like longer than that. Because he had just marked DLC sorceries, which kind of says he's at Manus Meteor. And Manus Meteor is right before backside Shadowkeep, so I'm thinking like, okay, he wants to progress backside Shadowkeep and then push for the painting and then go up the mountain and get the Dragonheart transformation. That's the story that I was telling myself, and I was like, okay, I think if he does that, I can go for demi-human before he catches up to my progress on that square. But going for Lamenter makes sense. If I do win that transformation square and then apply pressure on that column 2, I forget what else was in that column 2. I probably should have taken a screenshot, but whatever. Yeah, if I evaluate that properly, I probably choose I probably choose going for transformation before Lightning Ram and Demi-Human Swordsman. Just to rob the value of Lamenter. Because I also have Great Katana, and Great Katana is very, very, very bad against Lamenter. And Backhand Blades are very, very good against Lamenter. Backhand Blades are OP even on dragons. They outperform Great Katana. I don't think that's true. I think Great Katana has, particularly with Savage Lion's Claw, which I don't understand why more people don't use Savage Lion's Claw with Great Katana, but Great Katana with Savage Lion's Claw has a pretty big advantage on NPCs, and it has a pretty big advantage on anything that you like to stagger, which is most of the mainline bosses. Or I won't say pretty big advantage, but the stagger is very, very valuable. Did he have bad luck or didn't play well? Neither. I played pretty good. I wasn't unlucky, though. I mean, I had some incidents for sure, but I wasn't unlucky. There's not always some easy explanation, some easy condition for failure. Sometimes shit just doesn't go your way. And that's all right.
Hey, Bushy, I'm just going to pull CBD in here really quick.
Okay.
All right. So, we're ready for match 2 if you're both set to go.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm good. Hopefully it's not
Alrighty.
like, hopefully it's not like, I don't know, perform a zip. Little square.
I may or may not have had a role in deciding these squares.
Oh.
No.
Do we need
Well,
a
not
metronome?
who got them, but just which ones they were.
So hashtag bang lens is in effect if I get f***ed over. All right.
Basically. And with that, good luck.
All right. Good luck, Bushy.
Yeah, good luck, CBD. Let's do it, bro. What are we doing, boss? Hello? What are we waiting for? There we go. All right. What do we got? Oh boy. Well, Bloodfiend's arm. This kind of encourages backhand blades again. Okay, what are we looking at? Quelline and Bellerad is kind of fast. Oops. Fast, fast. Bowls is fast, fast. That's fast, that's fast. Ancient Dragon Man. Me, dude. God damn it. Lots of remembrance boss stuff here. I mean, there is 2 squares that encourage backhand blades here and arcane leveling. I might just have to wing it, dude. I might just have to go for it.
And I can also let you're not. Then why not? I am Carl.
Okay, okay. I'm committing. I'm committing, bro. We're gonna see how it goes. Because I would just be giving up too much value if I went Great Katana here. Okay. How much backside is there? Churchwater District. Remembrance boss, kind of. Base game boss and DLC. There's not a whole lot of backside. Took a line. Bowls in front of Castle Ensis is on the diagonal again. Where are my pedals? Okay, there they are. I think I'm going to need them. Now I have to make sure that I double select the prompt because it wants you to also sell the Ash of War. that was a little slow. God damn it. Okay, where's my pedal? There it is.
Wait, well, you're...
Alright, there we go.
For now.
I bet that comes as a bit of a surprise. I literally never do this. Let's see if it pays off.
You're no matter loud, you...
Okay, Ashes of War, bleed attunement. Brother. Okay. I need to make sure to light this grace.
So, here's to new... well, I'm as weak as I've always been. I'm afraid the... Sorry.
Oh, I don't need to light this grace right now. I'll only do it if he shows me like Loger or something here. Which I guess if he shows me Loger, I kind of have to start pushing backside.
Together, many things. Give this, he asked me.
I think I push drain the Churchwater district after this.
So, I have to say it's wonderful. I don't think I'll have to think. You two did. I'll mix up. If you find your sleep is then take this concoct for you, for all.
Jesus. That was awkward. I have to push backside, assuming he has a lead on Loger to kill a base game boss. It could also push hand to hand, but I don't have runes. Oh, you deer. There's so much early game here, dude. The early game is crazy. Heal wounded kindred to rot? No. I'm also going to need to level some strength. I don't remember how much strength Bloodfiend's arm takes. For some reason, 28 is a number that's standing out to me. I think that's right. That requires 19 strength. Could probably just get the strength tier, and that should cover it. Get the strength tier, level some arcane. I'm gonna do that naturally. Dex is also gonna get leveled naturally. Okay, I think I'm just pushing drain the water. Okay, skip, please don't be a... It was an last game for whatever reason. It's not gonna work because I'm sliding, dude. I don't know why I'm sliding. I straight up feel like they patched the geometry here or something. Okay, I don't know. I think they changed the geometry on this. I'm not even lying. Because I've never had this issue before. But alright, whatever. Make do with what we got. Maybe I'm just having like some amnesia or something. Okay. That could be indicative of him pushing for Mariga. Oh my god, dude. Alright. That one's just me being dumb. I straight up I am perplexed. No, I'm not. I'm just playing like a dumbass, dude. I know that this skip doesn't work like that. God, this is embarrassing. I'm flustered by that skip not working, despite it working every time I've ever done it. Alright, I gotta make sure to pick up multi-hit talisman. We want to get multi-hit talisman, gold scarab. So Skidoo Tree is on this line as well. So if he does decide to push Loger, I should still be fine to block the column 4. I know for sure I'm ahead on Churchwater District. Well, I guess I don't know that. You're welcome, by the way. Say thank you. Because I'm around and jumping off cliffs and dying for no apparent reason. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I know that most people do that skip by like landing on that little ledge rather than doing it the way that I've been doing it. But the way that I've been doing it hasn't failed until literally today. I don't know, dude. It's annoying. So if I mark Drain Churchwater and Loger still isn't marked, I'm gonna push Loger. Anything materia related? There's Dupe Remembrance, which is not materia related, but we do want this grace for that reason. Column 2 is kind of nasty. But I would assume he's also going to be seeing that soon. Like, Red Bear's a pretty good square here. He hasn't marked anything for a while. That makes me think he's doing backside progress. But I should still be ahead of him on the backside progress, and I am a little rune hungry. Okay, Drain Churchwater District, go Loger. Am I going to be in combat? Probably. It maybe makes sense for me to quit out here first, but... yeah. Probably should have quit out first. I mean, it's going to take CBD a little bit to pivot as well. He's not going to insta-pivot. Oh, I can also go max red because I'm using backhand blades. Okay, now finding Loger is always a pain in the... There he is. Bro. Okay. Brother, please. I guess do I want to sit? No, I don't even want to sit right here. What am I doing? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. He must have gone for Church District and I was ahead of him. He's got Southside advantage, which means perfume bottle advantage. There's probably other advantage there. I normally like staggering this red bear, but we'll see how this goes. God, he's tanky. Okay, get up, heal. Yeah, he's too tanky. I can go Quelline and Ballarat before. I think I'm going to be chasing him on this too. I think he already has I think he already has talismans and I don't have that quite yet. Okay, so Southside means bonus or priority on Egon's Furled Finger. Priority on base game boss and DLC a little bit. Ancient Dragon Senesax. And Perfumer Bottles. I shouldn't have gone for Red Bear right there. I like... This is the thing about backhand blades. They underperform quite heavily. Although maybe while I was going for Logar, CBD was going for Red Bear. That could make sense. Took him 4 minutes to do Red Bear. That could make sense. But they underperform quite heavily until it's talisman set up. So the talismans I want to buy are going to be the rune talisman, multi-hit talisman, and probably ritual sword, I think. Or no, Lord of Bloods. Lord of Bloods. Multi-hit, rune, Lord of Bloods, and thorny cracked tier. That's what I want to buy.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
Hell yeah, dude. Bro, god damn it.
My words, graceless heathen, thou shalt not evade the flame of Mesmer.
82,000 is crazy. I didn't think I would get that much. Okay, hold on. I still need to go for the reprimand first. Make it nighttime. And while I'm sitting, might as well up the scadu. Oh. I didn't realize I literally never upped scadu. Okay, that would explain why. That would explain some of my lack of damage.
Wait, well, you're...
Okay, thorny cracked tier. Okay, give me that. Where the f is it? Lord of Bloods. Ritual sword. Gold scarab. Really? That's... Oh, that's surprising. Let's go progress backside. No, I can go kill Dane here. Should I kill Dane? Hold on. Hold on, let me think. I don't know what I should do. I'm tempted to push Gaius. There's two squares that are pretty closely correlated to Gaius. Remembrance boss with remembrance weapon and upgrade a remembrance weapon to max. He could be going, he could have killed Sunflower for the sake of... Okay, he goes duper remembers, that makes sense. Is he gonna use the Sunflower Hammer? He could get the Somber 10. And he could use the Sunflower Hammer to kill Gaius. And Gaius pushes for Scadu, it pushes for level 85. I gotta try to snipe Remembrance Weapon to max, I think. Oh, it's also a colossal armament. That's his plan. I forgot that that's it. Oh my god, that's really strong. How much is it going to be to upgrade Bloodfiend's arm? Oh, that's so strong. Oh no, that's too much for me to deal with. That's too good. That's too good. That's too good. Okay, I need some sort of plan here. Bloodfiend's arm. Bloodfiend's arm could be the plan. I'm not exactly doing good on runes, though. This is exactly the line that CBD is going to be going. And he's definitely going to have runes. Yeah, I mean, he saw this idea. He saw this idea, and I'm so behind on it. Bingo counterplay isn't really there. Column 5. Column 5 is counterplay. Alternatively, I need to figure out a way to rob some of this value. I expect that I'll be able to get Remembrance Weapon to max before him. Could I... Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have more than enough runes to upgrade that colossal armament. I think I have to let him get Remembrance Boss with Remembrance Weapon. I think I have to let him get that. I win. Upgrade Remembrance Weapon to max. And then I push for some... I push for parries. I push for Rolana into parries. I don't even bother with this idea that he's showcased. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's try to earn our counterplay here. Do charged attacks even make sense? Probably not. Dude, why is my damage so ass? Oh boy, that roll was faster than I thought it was. What? Dude. Oh my god, you've got to be shitting me. Why is this damage so bad? I'm genuinely confused why this damage is so... Oh my god, you've got to be me, bro. That one-shotted me? Did I not change? No, I changed a Thorny Crack to... Dude, I don't... I feel like I'm playing a different game with these backhand blades, dude. When I see other people use them, they seem so strong. I'm at like 5 scattered, aren't I? Okay, so he's pushing hand to hand. I'm really surprised about that. I'm really surprised about that. Dude, what? I need endurance. Need endurance for these. I guess I haven't leveled it all. I'm at minimum level. God, that's unbelievable, dude. Yeah, out of stam. Can you stop kicking me? A heal? I mean, surely he's pushing Mesmer. Or Gaius with the sunflower. I'm shocked he wasn't doing that right now. I know I have to upgrade it anyway. I might as well try. Okay, 21 strength. That means I need to level 14. Because I know I'm upgrading it no matter what. Now, what if he snipes me on upgrading before... I guess I like the upgrade square better. I like the upgrade square better than the remembrance boss with the remembrance weapon. But does he prioritize it that way? Okay, we're gonna take... Or... I mean, this also fights for level 85. Okay, let's undo that enhancement. I'm really tempted with the upgrade of remembrance, but okay. That was faster than I expected it to be. But I still just have to earn my counterplay here. But no, that makes sense. That makes sense. He needs to go push for... a somber 10 in... whatever it's called. Good thing I didn't level up my strength. I feel like I still kind of want to fight for... Because he's ahead on hand-to-hand. He's ahead on Senesax. Oh boy. I don't know if going for... No, I mean, this has to be the fastest. Plus 10. Has to be. We kind of just have to push our... We have to get counterplay on column 5. And hope he doesn't go for parries right now. Because he could push level 85, or he could push parry. Yeah, I mean, either of those two square selections, Gus. I'd much rather him go for something like hand-to-hand. I mean, level 85 doesn't... I still have sort of Light and Darkness, I guess, but I would really like to win level 85. Ancient Dragon Senesax is a toss-up and is always going to be a toss-up. Come on, bro. Brother, please. I imagine he's progressing towards Senesax while trying to get that somber 10. So I'd need to snipe him off this. I really wish I didn't waste that time with a Gaia's death. That was cataclysmic. Okay, that's our Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone 10. Get me out of here. No, dude. Oh my god, are you serious? How did he get there that quickly? Oh. Really? Oh my god. At all because of this Gaia's death, dude. Alright, well, that's game over. That was a Gaia's death too. Like that charge doesn't hit when you're that close. He found a really strong idea with the sunflower here, though. I straight up forgot that was a colossal weapon. It didn't even cross my mind that sunflower was a colossal weapon. Ugh. I mean, fight for level 85. There is 2 squares in Anir Ilum. I rolled too early, dude. Are you serious? Again? I've rolled too early. Okay, heal, please. Okay, pop that.
America, a curse upon thee.
I don't think that's gonna be level 85, but we'll see. Okay, we go here and here and here. Yeah. I can't believe we lose that upgraded remembrance weapon to max. So Sword of Light and Darkness is on the way to Rao as well. I kind of have to respect him just rushing the bingo, especially if he doesn't show me anything else. I'm kind of under the assumption that he killed Gaius, but it's very possible that he killed Mesmer and is just pushing Anir Ilum here. Damn. No, he probably killed Gaius and just killed Mesmer. That's crazy. That's crazy that I die on 1 HP like that, dude. To Gaius. God, that's frustrating. Can't you just pour it out there after clearing the forge? I'm in combat, brother. I promise I'm not just wasting time because I want to. So yeah, I mean, level 85 is still kind of like, hey, I'm going for Leda. That's kind of what that says. So there's the blessing out in front of Mesmer's thing. I kind of have to be particular here. But I don't know. There's very little way for me to win this game. Yeah, he found this sunflower idea that just straight up didn't cross my mind, and the game was over at that point. I mean, it wasn't over at that point, but it's just such an astronomical advantage. But kind of frustrating. But whatever. Very similar story for me to yesterday. I liked the first game, and then the second game, I'm just tilted. I kind of have to go for Sword of Light and Darkness. I'm gonna assume as he's progressing towards Rao, he's going for Sword of Light and Darkness. At the end of the day, I need to guess exactly what he's doing and do it before him. Which is not an easy task, but it's the one that I'm left with. I don't need this grace, or maybe I do. Maybe I don't run this all the way to Ramana here. Now there's a little skip that I have literally never done up here. I'm not 100% sure how to do it, but I'm not going to win this square if I don't figure it out. So I'm going to try to figure it out. I've seen where to do it and how to do it. I just haven't done it myself. I don't know how difficult it is. And I'm not 100% sure how to get there. Yeah, it's crazy that killing Sunflower was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. 6 squares. Killing Sunflower was 6 squares, dude. Okay, I believe it's over here. Probably climb up this. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else down here by Sword of Light and Darkness? I don't think so. Oh, there's the parries. How much efficiency can I go for? I don't feel like I can go for that. Need to kill Ancient Dragon, man, dude. He's ahead on hand. Yeah, I mean, he's ahead on so many squares here. I don't know why he would push Leda. He's ahead on like a majority of the squares left on the board. But that's apparently what he's doing because he hasn't marked anything for 6 minutes. Or at least progressing towards it. I feel like he's likely going for this. Okay, what am I going for after this? Oh, give me the thing. Thank you. I mean, he doesn't know I have this access, so I think I'm just going to go for this. Get on the horse, brother. He could also just be pushing he could just push Letta, and at a certain point I have to respect it. I mean, I don't know. There's just so few options. I'm Skadu 6 with 3 fragments. I believe it's 2, 2, 2, and then 3. So I think I need 9. God, that's a lot. There's a couple fragments on the way to Letta, I guess. There's this fragment that I'm about to go grab. I either need 9 or 10. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I kind of have to wait for him to show me something else before I pivot off of Letta at this point. I don't think I can... I don't think it's reasonable for me to make the assumption that he's not going for Letta. I could go get Parries and parry Ramana. Okay, actually... I think I have to do that. Again, if he's pushing Letta here, this is a problem, but... Gotta make do with what you got, right? it's very reasonable that he could just be pushing Letta here. But he could also be having the same exact idea as me, which I feel like that's not even a crazy idea to have. I've also never parried Ramana, so this'll be a experience, brother. Although from what I saw, it didn't look super hard. So fuck it, we'll see how it goes. I believe there's 4 fragments in the DLC, or not in Enir Ilum. Okay, go through, please. One. Two. Alright, ideally don't f that up. Three. I don't know why I'm two-handing. Doesn't do anything for us. I don't know if that's parryable. Okay, I did 3. Four. Please stop trolling, Ramana. Five. I missed it. What, bro? Okay, she's gonna phase transition here. And that was 6. How the does that hit me? I mean, he could still, with level 10 Scadu, he could still be pushing Leda. That's still very reasonable. Like, he could have gathered fragments out of any or Ilum. I wouldn't be surprised if he did gather fragments out of any or Ilum. So we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, after the sunflower idea, there was, like, nothing to be done. Not nothing to be done, but it was... I found this plan with the upgrade of Remembrance Weapon to max. And that was a really good plan to find, I think. But then... Then that Gaius situation happened. Ugly games. Well, not ugly game. This game was ugly, and my second game against Chris was ugly. I don't know. I'm annoyed. I'm a little frustrated. I wish I didn't make mistakes like that. But whatever. I'll live. Flipping that upgrade or remembrance weapon to max would have been huge. I probably shouldn't have even spent any time going for the remembrance boss with a remembrance weapon. That was foolish. I don't think it was maybe Square losing, but whatever, man. I'm just with this game specifically. I'm annoyed at the center square. Like, yeah, I should have been. I should know that Sunflower is a colossal armament. But the fact that I don't remember that in CBD is such a game swinger. But I also played bad in other aspects. And like losing these finals games is also particularly frustrating.
Welcome in, Bushy GG's.
Okay, here we go. GG's.
GG's
Jeez,
Bushy.
Bushy.
So yeah, a lot happening in these two matches here. I think the game plan on match one was interesting from both of you guys. I know match one was a while ago, but if you do remember a little bit about the game plan one being a lot of South Coast, Demi-Human Mariga, Swordsman. There was also, Lamenter with Transformation as a combo play. And you guys both kind of rushing Ancient Dragon Man really early on to get that South access. What was the overall thought process, however, going into this best of threes for both of you guys?
Give me a second to pull up the board from game one. I'm just gonna do that so that I remember decision making a little bit better.
Well, I remember there being, I think it was 10 squares behind Ancient Dragon Man. So that kind of showed way more priority, I think, than going to Scotto Altus right away.
Yeah.
For sure. And Bushy did the same thing where he hit his progress towards ADM early because you got the backhand square, but he also killed ADM. So you didn't really know that he was there. So I think it was a good play for you to cash in like those Dragon Hearts and build up those bingos around there before progressing any further.
Yeah, and so there was a line that was pretty powerful. It was actually the whole synergies of like dragon bosses, and then dragon hearts, Santa Sax, and Egon's Furled Finger. That was actually something that was, I would say, I guess, priority held on by Bushy, and then CBD went for it. Am I crazy? No, Bushy went for the Egon's Furled Finger, and called the bluff. Yeah, I think Bushy did. Why? I guess the question here for me was in game one for that Egon's Furled Finger. Why was that held on for so long when it had a pretty strong synergy with dragon bosses and dragon hearts on top of that?
There was other stuff. That's about it. I didn't know where Bushy was, so it was ultimately like I could give it up in exchange for like getting progress on other squares. So I wasn't too worried about it, because that's the thing when it comes to bingo. It's like you have to know what squares you can give up if you can get progress on other things, right? So even if like I went towards Demi-Human Mariga and then he didn't, I had the Grace right before the Dueling Drakes, so I kind of covered, and I went back there anyways to kill the Drakes for the Dragonheart bosses. So it's a give or take kind of game throughout the entire match, I think.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Can I just ask Bushy a question about game one real quick?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a point in the match. It was 6-7, and CBD had the lead. He was also threatening column 4, row 2, and column 1 at the same time. What was your thought process behind how you were going to tackle that situation? Because the pivotal square that we were both talking about was heal the wounded kindred rod, because that would have blocked out the two, like the row 2 and the column 4. You instead opted for Revered Ash, which was fine because you also got Dancing Lion, you got progress on like a Remembrance boss, and Dragon bosses were still on the board. So we were thinking, is there some kind of like bail play developing here? So just give us a little bit of insight on what your strategy was at that point in time when there was those bingo threats.
Column 4, I think I accurately rated that as not much of a problem, like at least at the time. Because like even as the game developed, like getting a bingo on column 4, just for reference, because I know chat can't see it. It was boss with backhand blades that CBD got early on, 2 dragon hearts which CBD got early on, the heal the wounded kindred of rot which you guys are talking about, and then the other 2 squares are acquire Velvet Saint Trina's sword and Ancient Dragon Senesax, both of which are very long and kind of in different directions. So I was more or less thinking like, okay, I wasn't really thinking about column 4, because if it's getting to the point where those squares are getting claimed, it's probably just going to be a majority win anyway. So column 1 was much more threatening because there was only the Remembrance boss square left on it. Or at the time, I was only able to like really contest the Remembrance boss square, if I remember correctly. Like I think Gaius's pants were still open, but like I was way behind on Gaius's pants. So I go for a Veer Dash with the idea of progressing Remembrance bosses while also getting another square. And yeah, Bale was crossing my mind. As soon as CBD marked dragon bosses, Bale was less of an idea.
Yep. We were talking about how you could double up with Bale and Senesax maybe to come back in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just really tricky.
Yeah. So off the begin, something that is definitely a bit of a failure on my part is I didn't have enough time during like this later half of the season to really get a whole bunch of practice in, so I was not very good at backhand blades. And so in the first game, I opted out of backhand blades despite them being the obvious best choice. And in the second game, I chose to go for backhand blades, and I don't have a whole lot of practice with them, so I wasn't as good as I could have been. And I knew that like the whole way through. I just hadn't mentioned it up until now because that's like obviously disadvantageous if everyone knows that. But I knew that about me, so I was hoping to see some boards that would not be discouraging Great Katana. But yeah, in the early game, I knew I was giving up the boss with backhand blades only square. And I don't know how you think about this, CBD, but in the early game, I find it really, really, really difficult to actually properly account for like how the early game squares are going to distribute themselves and what the bingo threats that are going to arise out of those are. Like, because there's like millions of permutations of how like 5 different squares can change, and then which bingo threats come from them.
Yeah,
but anyway,
more or less.
Yeah, like I pretty much don't think about bingo threats off of the beginning of the board and let the early game develop and then examine the bingo threats. And in the case with this game, he got backhand blades and bowls early. In retrospect, I should have targeted bowls more aggressively, because that immediately forced me into an early golden hippo, which was not desirable. I would have much rather have gone to the south and claimed some of that like dragon synergy, which CBD took the time and claimed the dragon hearts and while I was doing that, which of course he does. That's the better idea on the board. Yeah, and then from there on out, like my play ended up being pretty forced because the column 1 threat, I don't remember if I was forced on the row 2 threat, but that was definitely a thing. I think column 2 also might have been a threat at some point, but anyway, the point is I wasn't able to spend a majority of my time pursuing the strongest synergistic plays on the board because my square position, like the bingo threats that I needed to block and the bingo threats that I was able to develop just weren't there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then like the squares left over afterwards just weren't desirable, was those like the big issue, because CBD ended up claiming, I think it was like Mesmer. He claimed, I don't remember if he did, I think you did parries. But like the squares that were left over were just not desirable for you, which puts you in a really tough spot.
Yeah, it was all split. It was like 2 squares down in Abyssal Woods, 1 square down by PK, Senesax, and like remember like that when you're behind on majority and all the squares have no synergy and there's no like map progression lead, it's so hard.
Yeah, and for that match 1, by the way, I did point out that row 5 to be honestly like a really strong row that either of you could have pushed. Was that ever a consideration from either of you guys, seeing as like if you get Commander Gaius' pants and the sorceries as a combo piece, and then everything else was like dragons, including if you get the painting for Rockheart, that could have been just like I guess a really nice like line. But also, I guess for both you guys going Ancient Dragon Man, you could have easily have the other player kind of block that out. But I don't know, with the decent planning, I feel like that row 5 could have been a little devastating. Was there any other lines that maybe you guys liked on the first board?
I'll start, and I'll say like philosophically with bingo, I think the only I haven't mentioned this again during the whole season because competitive advantage, right? But I think the only lines that it makes sense to plan on going for like early on are diagonal lines. Because if you go for a vertical or a horizontal, your opponent can also go for a vertical or a horizontal and race you to a bingo, which is problematic. If you go for a diagonal, you naturally end up cutting off all the bingos on the board. So like philosophically, I don't eye columns or rows off of the beginning, but I do look at both diagonals to see if there's like good synergy there. So no, I personally wasn't really looking at row 5.
Gotcha. What about you, CBD? Anything that was kind of catching your eye at all?
I mean, like, I wasn't really going for anything. Just I was worried about the column 3 threat, just because Bushy already had Shadowkeep access, which meant that he was closer to the giant finger. And I didn't know if he went back section or not, so I didn't know if he was ahead on sorceries. But I mean, I didn't really have anything that I was looking at. Maybe like the top left diagonal, but that's about it.
Gotcha. Okay. And I, like the same, I guess, for like board 2. You know, here there were some interesting lines,
Can I
especially
actually
with the
say
new.
one more thing on board 1?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
There was a decision like right in the mid game where I chose to go for Demi-Human Swordsman and Rolling Giant Lightning Ram.
Yeah.
And CBD went for Lamenter and Transformation. I chose to go for those squares because he had already shown Demi-Human Queen, which means he's obviously close to both of those squares, and I was seeing an opportunity to take them from him. I saw that Transformation was really strong because it was that column 2 threat that I was making. But it slipped my mind that CBD could go for Lamenter, or I think I was overestimating how much time it would take to go for Lamenter. I was assuming that he would push backside after going DLC sorceries to get the painting to go for the Dragon Rockheart painting up by Senesax.
Right.
Which was what I was going for immediately afterwards.
Yep.
And so yeah, I misevaluated the Lamenter and Transformation synergy there. I think if I had noticed that, I would get Rolling Giant Lightning Ram and then go for the Transformation instead of going for the Demi-Human Swordsman first, but I don't know if that was a point of contention for commentary at some point there, but just in case, I'll give my rationale.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Definitely a
talking about
question
that
came
too.
up. Yeah, where it was like the Demi-Human Swordsman square pickup seemed like a dead square anyway. So kind of, I understand trying to like claim on the bluff of holding that priority, but also like at that time, I don't think there was, having the luxury of really committing to that when you had other lines kind of like, or other combinations of squares being a bit more, powerful on the board. There was one more thing too, which was actually the Egon's Furled Finger. When you did pick that up, Bushy, because you were thinking of transformations, didn't go all the way up past Senesax for the Grace closer to the painting reward. I know it would be a bit of a time sink, I guess, going there, but you would have to do that anyways. Was wondering why you just decided to opt out of and porting away instead of going for that Grace closer to the painting then.
I'm looking back at the log and trying to remember my exact rationale. I was rushing something. I felt I needed to rush something. I don't remember what I went to go rush though.
I got you.
Yeah, I can't remember. The log isn't reminding me, but I felt like something was really important that I needed to go do right at that moment. So I said, that the Grace that I have is good enough.
Yeah, I got you.
That's fair.
CBD, for you, after winning the first match, was there any type of shift of play style at all that you wanted to do? Like after being done with match 1, be like, okay, maybe I'll focus more next match on synergies, or really focusing more on lines just to create more pressures. Was there any change at all in your play style, or was it kind of like, hey, it worked for match 1, I'll do it again in match 2?
I don't know if I really have too much of a play style. I feel like every bingo is a game of logic, not necessarily a game of like preparation with a plan. You have to be very adaptable. So I mean, I wouldn't say my plan changed at all. So yeah,
Okay.
just keep on doing the same thing.
Gotcha. He did get the center square here in the second match. How'd you feel about that? This board definitely, kind of gave a really strong reason to go for Skadutri and really using that sunflower.
Board.
But yeah, for the approach of seeing it without any claims yet on any squares, like how did you feel about looking at this?
Well, I mean, I saw Colossal, I saw Remembrance, I saw Remembrance level to max, and I saw Scadutree Avatar, and there's 10 Scadu, there's level 85, there's so much, like, the dupe of Remembrance, there's so much, like, reason to go to Scadu Avatar, because you'd effectively get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares out of it. So
we were talking about a potential play for Bushy to, instead of going for Scadutree Avatar, going for Gaius and trying to cut you off on Remembrance up to max and Remembrance like kill with a Remembrance weapon. Like we were expecting that row 1 to get threatened. I do think the pivotal moment in this match though was the Red Bear snipe, because that not only shut down the column 2, but it also shut down the column 3 or the row 3. And then from that point, you just got Scadu Avatar and just cashed in that for like square after square. That really changed the game like a whole lot. I think the Red Bear like snipe was a lot bigger than it seemed at first.
I'll just say from my perspective, because I feel like this might be some pretty necessary context for the rest of this conversation. It slipped my mind that the sunflower weapon was a colossal weapon, so I didn't see that synergy. I was thinking Bloodfiend's arm the whole time for that square, but as soon as you marked Scadutree Avatar, I was like, oh, I'm losing all these squares. So as I was progressing towards Gaius, I was doing my best to come up with some sort of counterplay plan. And it didn't actually involve doing Remembrance Boss with a Remembrance weapon, but it did involve getting the upgraded Remembrance weapon to max, which was like probably a 10-second snipe. And with that, I was gonna try to push column 5. I was maybe just gonna let it sit at Ancient Dragon Senesax and Consort Radon and make you do one of them. While collecting the other earlier game squares and use that counterplay to try to buy my way back into this game. But as soon as you showed Scadutree, I knew I was on Colossal Weapon only and Remembrance Boss with Remembrance Weapon. I expected you to push Gaius with it like immediately, but you didn't actually do it immediately, which did kind of surprise me. But I also died on actual 1 HP to a charge attack at point blank that I don't think should have hit me, but it did hit me. So I wasted like 5 minutes.
You also would have gotten the top right diagonal square, activating the column 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Also blocking the diagonal. Like it would have been a way different game if you had gotten that square.
That was the other part of the rationale. The Remembrance weapon to max was the bingo block and my own bingo push. That was the exact rationale. So even though I was in that exchange, I was losing 4 squares to 1 if it ended up going the way that I wanted it to. I felt like I still had enough there to have a chance at winning, because I think it would have been an obvious parries race after that. And then make CBD do something slow and maybe buy my way back into majority.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, GG's to both you guys, man. It was a very strong performance from both of you. CBD making some really, really strong and great calls, and the high risk, high reward of Blue Dancer, no armor, definitely showed its colors here today, I think, as well, because like there were definitely some fights where we just saw the huge DPS difference between the both of you. With just having an extra prep and just really risking the high DPS backhand blades for some of those fights, because even on the Mesmer fight, CBD died twice and still almost caught up to a one attempt on Bushy. So like the damage difference was definitely like just huge in that regard.
And like I said, I didn't have practice with backhand blades. I'm sure I upgraded very incorrectly.
Yeah, it's tricky, but having the weapon versatility would have definitely been huge for these two matches. Which is tough, but it just happens. That's why I threw in also the Colossal weapon, because no one really practiced at all with Colossal, and just seeing like, hey, see what happens. Like, who's going to do it and how are we going to do it? I think was really cool. But yeah, GG's to both you guys, man. Thanks so much for playing. This is your final match for both you guys. CBD third place, Bushy fourth place here, closing on out. And if you guys want to go ahead and shout yourselves out, CBD, you can go first here. Like, what are you working on? Your experience with bingo and everything. And
Bush
just like
can go first, dude.
Oh, Bushy, okay, go ahead. Sure, whichever.
Okay. Well, I just want to take my time to say thank you to Bree. The only reason that I was able to play in this season was because Bree had something a little bit more important going on. She's pregnant, so
Yeah, go Pregante.
big
That
congratulations
selfish
to Bree.
individual. Crazy.
I'm happy to have filled in. I had a whole lot of fun playing this season. Grateful that I got to benefit from it, and obviously happy that that she's gonna have a kid. So big congratulations to Bree. Thank you. We all love Bree here. Like she's obviously been a big part of bingo. So yeah, thank you for having me, Domo. I had fun. I do challenge runs. I'll keep doing challenge runs. Feel free to follow me if you want. That's all I got.
Yeah, Twitch and YouTube, Bushy guys, chat, and if you're on YouTube, you can just go ahead and check out that in the search bar as well. Lots of videos, lots of content, so please go ahead and check out Bushy. Thanks so much for playing. I do appreciate that, Bushy. Thank you. Yeah. Sudi, go ahead.
I also do challenge runs, so follow me. Eventually, I'll get off my ass and do more YouTube, so subscribe to the YouTube. Also, I guess with this season, it was really nice to perform well, and it's nice to not be in the same position that I was in season 2, where I don't know, everyone thought I was terrible. So you mean shutters, but I think I think it was really nice to have the best win-loss of the season and be the only person to win all of their pre-playoff games in a season. Well, I guess in a solo season. So that was really nice. But and I'd like to thank Blanks, Tom, and Swed for always being available for practice matches. I don't think any of us would have gotten as good as we got if it weren't for each other.
Yeah.
And thank you, Domo, for putting this on as always. I feel like sometimes it's a thankless job from chat. They complain, they moan, but the fact that there has been almost no hiccups this entire season is such a testament to Domo chat. You guys have no idea, right, how difficult and how stressful it is to put this on. So thank you again, Domo. Thanks for inviting me again for this season.
Yeah, appreciate it. And thanks for both of you guys joining in, and thanks for Bushy for taking Bree's spot. That definitely was scrambling a little bit with trying to get the player list going and juggling everyone's schedules. That was definitely a tough spot to be in sometimes. But thankfully for both you guys for playing and really showcasing your skill and showing what you're good at, which I think is awesome. And being part of the community and being part of bingo, I think is just awesome. So thank you, for taking the time and practicing and all that stuff. Because I think a lot of people don't realize how much time it actually takes to practice and how much time it takes to understand bingo, because a lot of people same with sports, right? Like they'll watch soccer and complain and be like, oh, why didn't they do this, why didn't they do that? It's like, how about you run and play soccer for 90 minutes straight and huff and puff and try to make these goals and passes correctly? You don't even do that, so really putting in that time to really understand and really showcasing really cool strats and skills, I think is awesome. So I really do appreciate that a lot. It's I think very underappreciated as well, is how much time you guys put into learning bingo. So yeah, that's just awesome.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us all, Domo. It's honestly been like I keep saying, this is one of the best competitive Elden events that has been around in a long time, for me at least, because I do speedruns and stuff like that. So Bingo is a totally different thing. It's more esports oriented. It's organized, matches every week. It's like a formatted league to where like, you have a record and you have like matches every week. And I think that you're breathing life into Elden Ring, which is a very good thing because Elden Ring as a whole is not as massive as it was like a long time ago back when it first came out. So I think that events like this are very, very good for the competitiveness of Elden Ring to like live on. So
yeah,
thank you, Domo, for putting this all together.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man. Appreciate the kind words, guys. With that though, we're gonna have to go and close out the third place match day. So thank you very much for being here, Bushy and CBD for playing. Really do appreciate that. GG's again to both you guys, and thanks Blanks for giving me your time to commentate third place matches with me. That was always awesome to commentate. Next week is gonna be our final day, which is finals. It's gonna be Starro Chris versus Blanks for our final matchup of season 4. And with that, Bushy and CBD, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much again for being here. I do appreciate it. And hopefully see you guys possibly season 5.
I hope
Oh
so.
yeah. Get some see some new faces potentially.
There's a little bit of a plan that I have where there might be a lot of people. So we'll see. So we'll see though. We'll see. But with that, have a great rest of your Sunday, guys. Thanks again for playing. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys take care. And again, chat, please go ahead and check out both CBD and Bushy on Twitch. Go ahead and go on the website bingobrawlers.com. You can click on everyone's pictures. That takes you to their Twitch channels. Go ahead and give them a follow. They all work really hard on their content. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
Great matches, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
GG's.
Hashtag remember the Radon cheese. Bye.
Bye-bye.